The almost deadly punch the NBA wants us to forget. Holy shit. Dude got punched so hard he turned into Mick Foley? My god, that mask is horrifying.
This subject is definitely a huge part of NBA history, up basically turning the NBA from a league that glorified fighting to a league that just would not tolerate.
Damn, they should really go back to that.
Some other
like hockey. Have some
However,
fighting in the NBA, make it
this
interesting.
is what caused a huge NBA anti-violence movement, and so I think you guys should know as much as you possibly can about it. When it came to fighting, the NBA was basically a free-for-all, as in 1977.
Oh, nice.
Between Maurice Lucas and Daryl Dawkins on national television during Game 2 of the
Damn, he just missed an open layup.
This fight, as you can see,
Crash.
looks kind of funny, but was very serious and only resulted in each player being thrown out of this game. Take a look at several quotes from Sports Illustrated's NBA.
Damn, that ref with a Goldberg spear.
Because amazingly, this preview was based around NBA enforcers, as SI chose 6 players they deemed to be the top enforcers of the league, and the man who would throw the punch that almost killed a man that very season was featured as an enforcer, and his profile...
This would make the NBA so much more fun to watch.
A nice, quiet person who lifts weights and sometimes separates people's heads from their shoulders. And Shoemate came apart in sections, an eyewitness said.
Oof.
Yeah. Also included in this article
Slapped
were
him.
gems such as a profile of Calvin Murphy that said, last November he got angry at Boston's 6'9" Sydney Wicks, leaped to grab a
God damn.
with it. Moving on, this article
What the
stated,
fuck?
former Lakers general manager Pete Newell saying, quote, enforcers are vital. Basketball is not a non-contact sport. You have to have someone out there who loves contact. Yup, in the late 70s, we had NBA players comparing themselves to boxers openly, and this was okay. And while all of
It
this
should
is
be okay
certainly
again.
crazy,
NBA
at
is
this
boring
point
as
in the
fuck to
video,
watch
it is
now.
time
Give us
to talk
something.
about the actual punch that would change NBA history forever. He already had 19 points and was looking to score more.
19 points, amateur.
Angeles Laker, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar had other plans. As seeing this, Kermit Washington grabbed Kunart's shorts from behind in an attempt to slow him down. This was obviously a dirty move, and Kunart responded with an elbow, and from there, Washington's natural instincts took over. Now looking to fight Kunart, Kermit would throw a first punch that would miss and a second that would connect directly with Kunart's face, due in large part to the fact that Kareem was holding both of Kunart's arms behind his back. Now, Kareem would claim that he was attempting to stop a fight from taking place, and surprisingly, Kunart backs this statement up, so we can only assume Kareem did have good intentions here. Unfortunately, Kareem's
I already know
actions
Malice
would
at the
result in
Palace.
Kunart getting punched in the face, and from there, Kunart's teammate, Rudy Tomjanovich, would jump to action. Now, the second ingredient, of course...
God damn it, show me the punch! Fuck, there's so much hype! Holy shit!
Lakers assistant coach Jack McKee
This better send him flying into the stands.
quote, the greatest punch in the history.
Oh my god, just fucking show me the punch!
This was not a compliment, it was
Fuck.
more of a horrible observation. The reason I say this is, as Rudy ran towards Kermit's back, Kermit had no idea what Rudy's plan was. All he knew was that a giant athlete was sprinting at him in full force, and in his words...
Oh my god, just show me the punch! Oh, Jesus, stop! Jesus Christ!
You learn there that if you're in a fight and someone is coming up from behind you, you swing first and ask questions later. So, sticking with his instincts, Washington would turn around and caught a sprinting Rudy with a punch in the face. And almost instantly after this punch connected,
Damn.
the crowd would fall silent in
Whew.
what Houston player Mike Newland called the loudest silence you have ever heard. Immediately, Rudy fell to the ground holding his face.
Man, he even got his hands up to block it too, and it went straight through it.
Kareem would compare the sound of the punch to someone dropping a melon on a concrete floor, and honestly, the end result of this punch was actually that harmful. As looking up at the ceiling from the ground, a dazed Rudy would actually ask his trainer if the scoreboard had fallen on him. Later, the impact of this punch would be scientifically compared to the equivalent of a person being thrown out of a moving car at 50 miles per hour. Everyone in the arena knew right away that things were very serious. It had resulted in so much damage that spinal fluid was dripping down.
Oh my god.
Luckily though, for everyone involved. Rudy would pull through, but after the surgery took place, again, his doctor would emphasize just how much damage this punch had done, stating that
so then he took Muay Thai classes.
Similar to putting the broken pieces of an eggshell back together. Teammate, another Sports Illustrated enforcer, Calvin Murphy, would call Rudy at the hospital and basically told Rudy that he was going to get Kermit Washington if it was the last thing he did.
Oh, that's a nice guy. That's a good friend.
Rudy's response to Calvin was immediate. No, he would tell him, Murph, you gotta make me a promise that you won't start anything tomorrow or the next night or
in the
with
Prime
any of the
Ninja.
Lakers next
Resub
week.
Grand
In
Worm.
response, Calvin would try and
No,
say,
I can't watch that,
"But
Judge."
Rudy," and immediately Rudy cut him off, saying, promise, Murph. Promise. Years later, Calvin Murphy would look back on this story and cry, putting things into perspective by saying, quote, think about it. The man is in the hospital. He's in terrible shape. He has no idea.
Yeah, should have blasted the dude.
For Kermit, because of all the horrible things that Kermit had to live through after almost killing a man. And yes,
I don't
when
think
we look
he
back,
was that
both
torn up.
Kermit and would incredibly return to the court the next season. Again,
Man, it's like a Halloween costume.
However, it was soon obvious that he was not the same player, and just 2 seasons later, he was forced to retire and eventually would sue the Lakers and was rewarded $3.3 million in compensation. Jolt the NBA needed to make massive changes to their views when it came to fighting.
Oh, so he's the reason they don't fight anymore?
Would become the poster child of the NBA's anti-fighting agenda. Since the punch, the victim, Rudy Tomjanovich, has gone out of his way to make it clear that he forgives Kermit. Despite this, Kermit has by many accounts tried to make himself out to be the victim of this situation and has been caught lying several times in an attempt to gain sympathy. Instead, Kermit's victim mentality only grew, as amazingly, in an act of pure ignorance, Kermit attempted to sue the NBA for $5 million for the injustice that Kermit has dealt with for the last 23 years.
The NBA made him throw that punch.
The NBA declined to pay Kermit, and this case did not even make it into a court. A case that did make it into a court, however, was the case of Kermit Washington stealing $500,000 from a charity that worked with kids in Africa. Yes, the end of this video and Kermit Washington's story for now is actually that in 2018, the man would be sentenced to 6 years in a federal prison for charity fraud.
Wow.
And there we have it, guys. Thank you for watching. And I wanted to share.
That was interesting. That punch did not disappoint. It was pretty impressive. Rudy's in the Hall of Fame now. For what? Getting his fucking ass blasted? Or was he like a really good player? Well, he was a 4-time All-Star at the time, so yeah, I guess that would make sense. It was very much a cheap shot. Yeah, it wasn't like a wow, this guy's a good fighter. It was wow, this guy's a fucking douchebag. Yeah, I will never have respect for a sucker punch, but goddamn, that was a fucking vicious one. Like this. You're right, I've never seen basketball like this. Holy fuck.
Did y'all just see that? These guys are playing basketball. Well, kind of. And this guy just got the life beat out of him.
This seems fucking cool.
This isn't even a foul.
Well, it shouldn't be. It's his fault. Okay, let me watch like a whole match of Regball. Nice. Oh, this guy's good. That's an open lane. That's an open lane. What are you doing? Oh, fucking coward. Oh, nice. Easy layup. Oh, you blew it. Alright, red team sucks. Nice. Good putback. Good form. Good form. Man, they're just dudes hugging dudes everywhere here. So can you, like, choke out a defender? Oof. It was a shitty shot. You got your teammate hurt. Oh! Yeah, put a finger in his butt. Let's go! So it looks like you can only have one guy wrestling one guy at a time. There's no double teaming. At least that's what I gather from this. Alright, alright. Now we've got a game. I feel like the optimal strategy is just to shoot it, so that way you don't get hurt. Let me see Khabib play it. How much did you average in high school? I don't want to talk about it. it's too much, and I don't want to make anyone feel bad if they can't make my my kind of performance. Well, this looks so much more lame compared to the one we just watched. I guess they're taking it easy because Khabib is a celebrity and they don't want to hurt him. Watch the Fortnite World Cup. I'll think about it. Yes, it's not a horrible idea. I do love me some Fortnite professional play, of course. Oh, there was a channel that I remembered the other day. Well, not the other day, earlier this afternoon. It's called This Morning. It's where I found like a lot of old goofy stories, like that woman who only has sex with Ghost. But like they interview people that have weird stories to tell, and there's this lady who divorced her husband to fuck some ghosts. Let me see if they have anything. I married the man convicted of my brother's murder. What? See, that's what I'm fucking talking about. Now that sounds interesting.
They got married this month.
Hey, congrats.
Dress. The groom wore an ankle monitor.
Yeah, that was because Crystal was actually marrying the man convicted of killing her brother, Brian.
Sounds like they planned it together then.
Are determined to prove John's innocence. They're joining us now from their home in Ohio, in Cleveland. Good morning.
Kind of looking like Walter White.
I was saying that title is not accurate. He obviously did not kill my brother. That is why there's a new trial.
There is a new trial.
Well, that's good.
Let's go back and talk about your brother, Brian.
What if he just admits to killing him right here?
You grew up together, didn't you, with Brian? What was your friendship, your relationship?
It was good. No, we liked each other till I killed him.
Just typical. I mean, he's my best friend. We worked on motorcycles together, Triumphs and Harleys, hung out, shot pool.
The thing is, John, we would have seen you for the past 32 years in prison, accused of killing Brian.
Fuck.
What was it like serving that huge amount of time for a crime you say you didn't commit? That must be completely soul-destroying if true.
For something he didn't do.
32 years.
And Crystal, why do you believe when John says to you, he didn't do this, he didn't kill your brother? Why do you believe him? You're very in love. Could I ask you, Crystal, though, what do other members of your family make of this union?
These are pretty hard-hitting questions.
Well, there's mixed emotions on both sides of our family. It's a hard thing to come to terms with everything that's been going on, especially with me and Johnny. It's kind of mind-blowing for them. But, I've said this before, people are not going to completely understand our relationship.
I am a bit confused, if I'm being honest, Crystal. Not as wild as the title led me to believe, though. What are incels? Finally getting on that topic, eh? Couple who lives in the 1930s show us their home. The girl who got into taxidermy to stuff her childhood cat. All of these are kind of fucking wacky titles. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I haven't looked at this channel in a real long time. They do some weird shit. Good for them. Oh, hey, look, even Ollie London's on here. The boy! Ollie fucking London. Just, I mean, I understand a lot of people may be confused. This actually isn't Jimin. This is a guy who paid 200-something grand to look like Jimin. It's a totally different person, if you can believe that. Angels caught on tape flying. Which one am I looking for? Mom claims he captured his guardian angel on camera.
He captured the image out of an airplane window.
When the mother saw the picture, she immediately thought it might be Asher's guardian angel.
Why would that be the first thing you think of?
This is Asher. He just got back from a trip to Washington, D.C., lives here in Alvin, Texas, and you've become a semi-famous photographer. Nice.
This is actually a wholesome story, though. But I feel like it'd be more like an
It wasn't
alien.
until Carrie Lyles gave birth to Asher 7 years ago.
Like, it's
that
like
she
an
learned he
infrared.
had Down syndrome. It's something the family has embraced since day one.
We did name him Asher with the 2 capital A's.
This is a wholesome
because
story,
of the extra
not like a
chromosome.
serious one.
Oh!
That's. I thought it was gonna be like a conspiracy thing, but that definitely looks more like an alien than a guardian angel. I think it would have been far cooler if they tried to hype it up as an alien instead.